Hello dear friends, let's grind some ink. So here I have my ink stone and the ink stick. I just came back from camping, so this ink stick is quite dried. So I soak it into the water. And the water is not very clean anyway. This one is nothing bad water. It's I use this water to brush my ink, to wash my brush and dip a little bit. So there is something not so clean, but nothing wrong with it. There is no nothing wrong with it, actually. So what do I say? There is no other dust besides the color from the brush. So this is how I wash the brush. One friend asked how I wash the brush. At the beginning, this brush was white, and now it becomes gray because I decide to dedicate it into brush use, ink use, Chinese painting ink use, and I cannot wash it white again. One thing is that I do not want to waste water, because washing the brush until it is white, you will waste a lot of water. And another thing is that because I will anyway use it for black color, so it will not make much difference. So if you do Chinese painting, one of the best way, you make sure there is one brush dedicated to ink use, because it's very difficult to wash it white. Chinese ink is permanent in the sense because it's just have so much pigment. It's very difficult to wash it totally out. And also there are some glues in it, and the glue make it it's not really that glue you can wash it out anyway. There are some peach glue or Arabic glue or certain kind of glue, so it just make it very difficult to wash. And I wash it like this, and then I use a piece of paper, a napkin paper, or I usually use paper towel. So I use the leftover paper towel, practice paper, and dry it like that. So that is good enough. I can use next time, and it is still sufficient, and that is good. Don't make it too clean. It's not only because California is short of water, so I do not wash it so thoroughly. Even if in the place where there is enough rain, not such a big drought, clear water and processed water, our drinking water, our tap water, we should treat it as something precious. As there are so many people, the population growing, and just this word, try as much as possible to use less. We have been wasting this, our planet. We have been using it without thinking there is an end of this world. There is an end of supply for so long. So have a sense of sustainability. It's important. So wash it until this. So when you write with this, you can see there might be still some black on it, but it does not matter that much. Okay, when it is dried, it's because you will anyway use it for ink. And for colors are relatively easier to wash. It's easier to make it a bit more whiter. So make one brush dedicate for ink use, the other brush used for coloring. So our ink stick has been softened for some time. Actually, usually when I am in a rush, or today I just want to do this video and didn't prepare. Sometimes when I prepare more, I use warm water or even hot water, not exactly boiling. Everything works better when it is hot, right? We drink hot tea to lose weight. You drink iced tea, you only gain weight. You cannot lose weight because hot water make the molecule move faster, make our digestion system works faster and more effective. So if you see some people drink iced tea, just make sure that it does not help lose weight. Anyway, this has nothing to do with losing weight. So here it is already a little bit softened, but it's not so soft because it's cold water and it takes a long time to soften it. Usually we do not have this much time to prepare to soften it, and just as you grind, it will eventually happen. And I do not wash my inkstone. I do not wash my inkstone because those ink, when it's getting dried, you can continue to use it. See my brush? I did not touch any of the grinding place. Let me get some paper. Excuse me. First, I make sure there is not too much noise in this video, and I got people very irritated with the noise in this video.对，67点，满您是6点半。
好的，那个鸡肉你没有放吧？
我已经放好了，但是我没有放那个草herbs，我放的是 curry。lemon 不够多，我们需要再有一个 lemon， 我没有去拿。So excuse me for the noise. I didn't intend to do it, and I do not want to stop this video. Anyway, I do not whisper. Whisper is not my thing. So we can see this one we did not even grind, and the ink is already a little bit dark, so that we can save a lot of paper, right? Hello, see? It's not really dark enough, so keep on. So much better, right? So you can at least wait. You can at least save some of your time and energy. And when the ink stick is not, inkstone is dried, see, you can still hear this sound. So put some more water. Save water. It's very important to save water. No matter you live in a lucky place with a lot of rain, or a place that has less rain, just to save water. Be more conservative with our natural resource. One day it will be end. This world, how long? I do not know how long this world can still exist with our current spending, but it will not last forever. We all know this. everything have a life cycle, same as our planet. So how do you grind into a consistent? There is one friend ask, I cannot get the ink consistent. How do I get a consistent ink? To get consistent ink, you need to have enough ink reserve, right? And it's not a Chinese painting matter. It's not an art matter. It's a basic physical or mathematics matter, right? If you have only a few things, any new thing will easily change the consistency, the density of that existing thing. Let's say if I grind a perfect saturated ink, one drop. So one drop of plain water will dilute this 100%. Or let's say, so you get 2 drops of the ink solution, and 50%, you will have the density of 50%. Does it make sense? This is a mathematics thing, right? And if you have ground, I'm sorry, one friend reminded me, if you have ground 10 drops of ink, perfectly saturated, and you put one more drop of water, you only change about 10% of the consistency and density. So one thing to get it an even consistency is that you have enough supply. When you have enough supply, you slowly using a little bit of water, adding a little bit water, it does not change that much of the ink. If you have only a little bit, any tiny change in the water amount will change the consistency, right? So this is about theory, and in practice, there are some inkstone has a reservoir, so the grinding area and the water area are different. So you can reserve some part of your ground ink, finished ground ink in one place. If you have such a large one, you put one side as a ground one, as a finished, a good ink, and some other part as the working process ink, right? It's all about the saturation and how much time you put it. So there is not much trick about it. And the grinding ink is a physical work, and some anecdotic stories about grinding ink. I heard, I do not know if it is true or not, one of the most famous Chinese painting artists, he had a particular person that his job is just grinding ink for this artist. One day he said, today I want to make some romantic, not romantic, I want to make it more relaxing and pale color, and then that guy decided to grind in a certain speed, in a certain density, and a certain, yeah. Our ink, we at our stage, we do not see the difference because we are not practicing enough. People who practice enough will see the difference from each grinding. Sometimes we grind it too strong, the ink comes in a rush, not in fine grain. Sometimes we grind it very slow, and the ink come more relaxed, more pale, does not have that much strength. I'm just imagining because I am not so sophisticated, complicated about grinding ink. So for me, grinding ink is for the purpose of making this video. And we grind ink for the purpose of grinding ink. There is not much philosophical meaning behind it for me. For some people which are more spiritual, maybe you will feel, you will smell the fragrance of ink or something. For me, and grinding ink, there is so much about the quality of the ink stone and the quality about the ink stick mostly. What we find, the cheap, inexpensive ink sticks, they may have more stuffing in it and rough stuffing in it, so you will hear sound in it. And a good ink stick, it's smooth, and the color comes out more refined because the ink is burnt charcoal. So the smoke, actually, the little grain from the smoke, like what we have seen in the barbecue grill or something. It's all black. So there is an industrial process or a working process to get the best one out of it. Of course, it's not from your barbecue grill, but it's that thing. And they collect it and put some binding, put some fragrance. For most, the price, what we are buying, usually it does not have smell. Some of good ink stick have smell. This one does not have much smell. I like it does not have a smell. I do not like any smell, even if it is the most precious fragrance. I do not like that much. So if you want to have good quality ink, you better have good quality ink stick. It is just plain fact. And I do not intend to make this a sales pitch. I just found. Wait one moment. I go to pick it up. Sorry. And just a couple of days ago, I found on my online shop, I have sold out all my good ink stick, and then on the online shop sold out. And then I found on my inventory, I still have some of this 老胡开文 good ink stick. This is 101超级稀烟 超顶稀烟 This is a very good quality, and this one is just double size of the one that I was selling on my online shop. It is the same quality, 101 quality, very good one. You can see a good ink stick, it shows good. If you see the ink stick, you see it. If it is not pretty, at least it's not good, because an ugly thing, however you package it, it cannot be good. The refineness cannot be cheated, cannot be pretended, and the workmanship cannot be pretended. So I still have this good ink stick, and this one is a large one. If you have a decent size of inkstone, you can buy it. I am not trying to sell you anything. Do not spend money if this is not your thing, okay? Do not waste your money. And if you do not have a decent inkstone, a large enough inkstone, you do not need to buy it. If you have only this size of inkstone, you cannot grind. It doesn't work. So I have a large inkstone also. Anyway, so let's come back to this grinding ink thing. Now I have grinded quite a long time. It's been 16 minutes, and I can hear the sound is becoming better and better. See? There is no water, right? It doesn't matter. This place becomes because the ink comes from here, not from the water. The ink comes from here. So even if there is not that much water, you are grinding the ink stick. It is condensed. Don't worry. You can add in some water. When you see it has this dry line, it is almost there. And you can see it is like this caramel feel, a consistency of a caramel. It should be good. And it's like it's like cooking. You teach and you tell people to make caramel. You make what time it is. You really only need to practice. There is nothing you can do about it. It comes from practice. So let's take a look at this ink. So I have a reservoir on the side, and if I drop a tiny bit of water, it will not change. This one should be sufficient for 1 day's use already. And as you using it, it evaporates, so it needs from time to time to get a few drops of water, and it will not change the consistency. Okay. Now let's come back to, oh, look at this ink. It's just perfect, right? It is perfect. So you want to get some more? Yeah, even you get more. This ink is kind of saturated, right? You come to the saturation point, exactly that saturation point. The saturation is a physical word, right? So when you paint something, okay, let's say after 10-20 minutes, and depending on your ink stick quality, depending on the size of ink stick, depending on the amount of water, with all these conditions already settled, we talk it clear, and no more problem, no more question about it. Now let's see. Were we? We are not in the right Zoom, are we? Sorry. So with all these problems settled, now we see this ink. See. This is a good working ink, and there is no such a thing as perfect ink, because you do not want to have the same ink for different kind of stroke, right? For example, when you do the flower, you do not want it totally the same density. You need the leaf a little bit stronger, since it is black color, right? Since it's green color. You want to show the different density, different color just through black and white. 青花有五彩，墨有五彩. So only in the ink has 5 colors. It means, so now I'm painting it dark. So this is the condensed leaf color. Are we in the right zoom? So this is a leaf color. And you want to make some younger leaf. You may want to have a lighter color, right? So we want to make some lighter color. Because this one. And for the flower, you want to have even lighter color. What do? You want to have a lighter color, dip some water, and you need to have very fast speed. So this is resembling white. This is resembling black, green. So green is darker than white. And we are not painting white. We just use misguiding people's vision or the sense of density, right? Do I make sense? I'm sorry, I don't know if I do make sense or not. So here we do a bamboo. You can do exactly the same thing. The leaf in the front, you want to make it dark. And the leaf further away, you want to make it lighter. Just dip a little bit of and leave the rest water on the side. See? You cannot see for now, but when it is dried up, this one is so much lighter. So you can see the difference or the layer of the leaf of the bamboo, right? Some people say this resembles human bone. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can think of. Human bone. When the ink is wet, you need to move your hand faster, right? So that, for example, let's see. When the ink is white, and you stay long, there will be too much blobbing here. If you do it faster, and I have even lighter ink, it still have, because it's only not getting a lot of ink, so there is not much space for it to make mistake, right? So this is roughly how you get a consistent. You grind enough, you grind what more than you need, and slowly adding in foreign or adding in new color, new water. Once you have enough reservoir, some small change will not change the main character of this. If you are a good person, you make small mistake, people will not even notice. If you are just an edgy person, and even little tiny mistake, people will notice, right? Do I make sense? Okay, so how about we keep on doing some blah blah blah, and this blah 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 is a recently debated blah blah blah. I was doing video and then my telephone rang. I do not get a lot of telephones, and this is one of the few one I got, and so people got quite irritated and quite, I don't know what is the word, people got quite shocked or surprised. And one friend became quite not happy about it and saying some overstatement about it. Saying some words that is not easy to swallow. So at the beginning I was thinking, so to begin with, it's very, very hard for me to hear people say things that with not a pleasant emotion. And I think I didn't reply at the beginning because I know when a lot of time when you reply immediately, a lot of problems solves with time. If you want to reply something when you are angry, you majority of the time you will say something with that particular emotion at that time. It may not be pleasant to anybody's ear, so it does not bring good result. So I forgot what I want to try. Where were we? And I got a lot of friends saying that this guy, this person, the way this person say is not right. But I am thinking now, I think this person has brought in a very valid point. I thought about it because we went camping, and this campground you can bring dogs. So at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the evening, whatever time, the dog fights and make big loud noise. We do not have dog, so we feel it is noisy. But then I start to think, for the people who has dog, who brought the dog to there, it must be just a happy time for their baby pets, right? So do I make it sound right? I don't know what I'm talking about. So something very intrusive, very offensive, very shocking, very unacceptable for us, maybe something quite acceptable and quite right for others. And we just need to have a more understanding heart. So the noise must be, and also when someone is totally into a certain spirit, they hear different things. We have different sensitivity. I remember in class, sometimes when the class become noisy, and I always see a couple of kids, 1 or 2 kids, put their finger in their ear and say, "Oh, my head hurts." And maybe people have different level of sensitivity. And also, I remember sometimes some smell is good for us, but very, very intolerable for others. perfume is a good thing. Otherwise, there will not be so many perfume. But for some people, it's just very, very hard to tolerate. Did I make a valid point for this video? I'm sorry, I'm too concentrated on making this bad painting. Making this ugly painting, I even do not know what I'm talking about. And it's not important what I talk about, right? It's not important. Nothing is important. This moment is important. So what I want to say is that and then one friend suggests maybe you should not title your video ASMR. I think that's a very good suggestion. I title my video ASMR because I want to get some more views so that I can get more views. But why do I even need to get these more views? The more view you get, the more problem you get. The more famous you get, the more hard. The harder your life will become. Right? The more people love you, the more people will not love you. It's a mathematic calculation thing, right? So I want to get some view now. I think maybe I just do not need to get to title it. However you view it as ASMR or not, it's your personal thing. And I just feel ASMR become something from beginning I did not understand, and it's quite hard for me to watch someone talking whisper. It's very, very, very hard for me to listen to them. I feel very, very uncomfortable, very, very extremely uncomfortable. So what? So what? So, for example, on the internet there are people eating. There are people making eating sound. It's very, very, very hard to understand how people can like that. I think in the classroom or in a meeting or even in the library or in some place, it will be so embarrassing that you make the sound of opening up the plastic packaging and sound, and there are people listening to it. I don't know. Tears in these. So when we were camping and we were listening to music, and my husband was playing one of my favorite songs. But the problem is that at that particular moment under the sky, I was thinking about another song. And I was trying to make the word of that song, because it's a song I know how to humming, but I don't know the word. So I want to make some words myself, just expressing my particular feeling at that moment, but my husband is playing another sound. It's quite hard for me to concentrate, and I was of course not happy, and I won't let him stop, but it's a family. It will be quite hard to say something. I don't want to hurt his feeling. And then I said, "Can you please turn it down? 你小声一点可以吗?" And then he understood, and he put it very, very low, the sound. So something which is very natural for us, maybe something very invading, offensive to others, something very comfortable for others, maybe just not right for us. So maybe we should just be more careful when we use the words, not to hurt other people, not to offend other people, and not to make other people unhappy, even with your most close friend, even with people who is 1,000 miles away over the internet. Do not say the word that later on you will regret. I know it's easy to say and hard to do. And I myself, I make so many mistakes. And I damage things because I was angry. And I can feel that when you are totally in a very quiet, comfortable zone, and suddenly an intruding sound of telephone will be just, it will be the biggest crime for you. But well, you have all the reason, and what do I say? I just say I'm sorry, okay? And I will make best not to edit my video as much as I remember. That one I actually forgot. Okay, let's continue. I forgot, where were we? Anyway, my camera is running out of space, so I need to change a new memory card and SD card or whatever. Let me continue. So this one is very condensed ink, and condensed ink already. So by putting a little bit, although it's dried up, you put a little bit, it will not change the consistency. It might be, it will not change the consistency because it's dried up, so it might be even darker than before. Anyway, let's continue with this one. So I want to finish this one, and then I can do my other stuff. So this ASMR thing, it's becoming some extreme ASMR artist become such an outwardly thing. I think it's better that I do not even intend to add up this keyword I do not have much view, so I can have a safer place. Imagine if I have many views, then the bar of expectation will be high. Do I want to take that much responsibility? No. The answer is no. I do not want to live under pressure. I enjoy doing what I do, and I do not mind if you do not like what I do. You cannot make other people happy if you are happy. From my education, our education, we sacrifice ourselves for other people's happiness. In some extent, it's right, but in our daily life, this kind of sense, it is not right. I know there must be a lot of people saying how wrong I am at this point. I am saying for this particular moment, for this particular situation, and exclusive for this, so any misguidance, it's your choice. Anyway, so I will not title it ASMR, and I think in the future, at least before, for now, I will not misguide you with that title. I did not understand this society, this community, and I just do not profited with my insufficient knowledge. Okay, here is my song. Dun, dun, dee, dun, 知你在哪里。其实我也不知你是谁，但是那一切并不重要，但是那一切并不重要。你在不在都没关系，我是我自，我是我要是我自己，你爱不爱都没关系。我要做我自己，每天每时都不忘记。我要做自己，你要不要爱都没有关系。我要做自己，每天每时都做自己。嘟嘟嘟，黑夜沉沉，黑夜沉沉，我不知你。黑夜沉沉，我不知你在。夜沉沉，不知你在哪里。其实我也不知你是谁。哪里？细记哦。知你啊，你到哪里去？我也不知你到哪里去。我也不知你到哪里去。Okay, I made this song. Okay. 我也不知你到哪里去。不是你。你到何方去？你到哪里去？但是那并不重要。你在不在都没关系。但是那并不重要，你在不在都没关系。我要做自己，你要爱不爱都没有关系。我要做自己，每时每刻都不忘记。Okay, good, made it. Bye bye. Okay, hello dear friends. As I'm about to finish this video, I start to think why I make this video. I make this video because of first because of how to get the consistent ink, and another thing is to talk about this noise in the video. And there is noise. Let me cut it out. Okay, so I think some of the noise is being cut off, and so this one is about my video has noise. I am sorry to make noise, and my life has noise, but there is something that I cannot do. But there is something I can do, is to edit it out. And if I do not edit it out, usually when I hear noise, that really disturb me, I will stop the camera and rewind it a little bit so that those noise does not exist. But for that particular one, I forgot. And so I will make sure that when I feel it is a noise, I will stop the camera and do not have it. Even though this is not for ASMR, even though I am not part of ASMR, it's just a general thing that give people a consistent, consistent quietness. And if I forgot to edit it out, I will try to warn people. Just sometimes something intolerable for you is quite tolerable for me. It's just different people's different standard, double standard. Anyway, you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and I will do my things. Bye bye, friends. I think this is the last. Bye bye. Hope you enjoy your afternoon, your anything, and not watching my video too much, because it's a waste of time. I'm living my life. If you are doing painting or something, maybe you are, who knows. I will not say anything now. I will just do my things. Dun, da, dee, da, dun, da, da, dee, da, da, dee. Sorry, another noise.